I can't, no.
Please.
Claire Wilson had recently transferred from teaching middle school students to working at a high school, hoping the change would bring a fresh start to her life. On the outside, everything about her seemed normal. She had a stable job, a comfortable home, and a husband named Matt, who genuinely loved and respected her. Matt was caring, supportive, and always tried to make Claire feel appreciated. But deep down, Claire carried an emotional emptiness she could never fully explain, as if something inside her life was missing despite having everything she was supposed to want. On her very first days at the new school, Claire met Eric, a quiet senior student with a strong interest in literature and poetry. Eric struggled with English and needed better grades if he wanted to get accepted into a good college. Because of this, one of the teachers suggested private tutoring sessions with Claire. Eric immediately became drawn to her. At first, it was simple admiration, but very quickly his feelings turned into obsession. He constantly thought about her, searched for excuses to spend more time with her, and slowly started imagining a connection far beyond that of a normal student and teacher. Claire initially treated him like any other student, but over time, she found herself becoming emotionally attached to him as well. The attention Eric gave her made her feel noticed in a way she had not felt for a long time. While her husband offered stability and comfort, Eric brought excitement and emotional intensity into her life. Their tutoring sessions gradually became more personal, filled with long conversations about life, dreams, and loneliness. Little by little, the professional boundaries between them began to disappear. As their relationship secretly deepened, Claire started lying more frequently to the people around her, especially Matt. She created excuses to leave the house, spent more time away from home, and emotionally drifted further from her marriage. Matt noticed her growing distance, but continued trying to support her, never fully understanding what was happening behind his back. Meanwhile, Eric became more emotionally dependent on Claire and began believing they could actually build a future together, despite the risks surrounding them. Eventually, the relationship crossed a line that could no longer be hidden. Their secret meetings became more dangerous, and the emotional pressure started affecting both of them. Claire constantly lived in fear of being discovered, yet she could not bring herself to walk away from Eric. At the same time, Eric struggled with jealousy, confusion, and the reality that Claire already had a husband and an adult life waiting for her outside of him. Everything finally fell apart when suspicions about the relationship reached the authorities. Eric was questioned and eventually admitted the truth about what had been happening between them. Around the same time, Matt discovered Claire's affair. Instead of exploding in anger, he reacted with heartbreaking sadness, blaming himself and wondering where he had failed as a husband. His pain only made Claire feel even more guilty about the destruction she had caused. For a brief moment, Claire and Eric considered running away together to escape the consequences and start over somewhere far away. Eric believed love alone could fix everything, but reality soon hit both of them hard. Eric realized he was still a minor, and that Claire would carry the legal consequences almost entirely on her own. Faced with the damage done to her career, her marriage, and everyone around her, Claire finally understood that there was no escaping what she had done. In the end, Claire made the difficult decision to turn herself into the police. She spent several months in prison, losing not only her job, but also her reputation and the life she once had. After being released, rebuilding her future proved almost impossible. Her marriage ended in divorce, many people refused to trust her, and every attempt to find work was overshadowed by her criminal record. Even within her own family, there was tension and discomfort around her presence. Years later, Claire slowly managed to rebuild pieces of her life. She eventually remarried and became the mother of 2 daughters, trying to leave the past behind her. But one day, while shopping with her child at a supermarket, she unexpectedly saw Eric again. He was older now, completely different from the teenage boy she once knew. The meeting was quiet, awkward, and filled with unspoken emotions. In that moment, both of them were reminded that although years had passed, the choices they made together had permanently changed the course of their lives forever.